In this video, we conduct our weekly Forex forecast and we hope it helps you to prepare for the markets this week. And should you decide to trade with us, there are links below this video that can help you do so. Okay? But before we get started, let's just cue the intro and the disclaimer and we'll see you in a bit.
Hello, good morning. How are you? Here's Joseph from the PipBandits. Welcome for the weekly markups session that will be looking some of the few pairs. You see the previous week performance and the expected movement or direction of the market in this week. So basically, starting with the GBP AUD, you can see GBP AUD starts the week with a bit of retracement in a daily form after the bearish move of these two big candles you can see here. So there is always a expected retracement of about 50% of the whole move, and then this is what happens, and you can see that it was a retracement just from the start of the week up to just like Thursday, where we find the pair just going on catching the downward move again. So I'm expecting GA to continue its move to the downward. You can see here, even the Fibo suggests, if you take from this top here to this down, you can see that we have a retracement at 61.8 here, 68. And currently we are at the first target, which is 1.72, and expecting my final target to be 168.61.8. So it's a matter of patience. Once GA block this area, this zone, then you expect more move. Almost expected like 260 pips. So any kind of retracement to the upside, we keep selling GBP AUD. If we look at 4 hours, you can see what is happening. We are having this that is retracement that I said that is almost 50% of the whole move from this area. You can see the retracement is almost at 50%. So this is normal. It happens several times after this kind of move. So for GA, we keep selling once we have this this kind of opposite move ended, then we keep selling GBP AUD for our next buyers. So let's look on the GBP card, I mean USD card. We had USD card with a long-term downward bias, as we can see. USD card have been moving to the downward after the previous end of this big retracement, which almost retraced up to 78.6 earlier here. So I'm expecting the GBUSD card to continue its move to these targets later after it have passed this this particular zone. So currently, when you look at the lower time frame, you will find USD card at this zone. So we'll be interested to see what is happening in this zone. And you can see that it was having this a bit of small retracement and started it again. So currently we'll be looking this to pass through this zone and continue its move. We may find this first daily trend, which is almost near to target 1, expected target 1. So currently we'll be looking this USD card to continue its move to the downward side, as you can see. So we'll be looking to break this area and continue its move to the downside. Yeah. Okay, so I'll be looking to the Euro chief. I've been interested that this week Euro chief have been moving also to the downside. We had this retracement, a bit of it. See, it have been retraced almost up to like 50% of the previous move before doing the almost touching again the zone for the liquidity pool before going on. So currently it's at 1.1075. This is half quarter point. So we'll be looking the price action in this area, but still expecting this Euro chief to continue its move to its targets, target 1 and target 2 downside after it have passed this 1.1075, the half quarter point. So any kind of retracement to the Euro chief will be keeping selling this pair. Even if we look at higher time frame, you can see what is happening. We have such a big candle, which is daily candle. This daily candle suggesting us that there is a lot of sellers moving this market to the downside. We may have a bit of retracement before we continue to the downside. So we keep selling Euro chief after any kind of retracement. You can look also on NZD card. NZD card have been responding and respecting our previous analysis. We said that previously NZD card will be keeping going down, and we found that in a couple of weeks it have been retracing and moving to the downside. So What do you expect this week? You can see we had this retracement, upside move in this week, and you see that it is almost half of the previous move, almost at 50%. Although the wicks hit 62%, but almost at 50% of the previous move. So if it will continue respecting this trend, then I expect this NZD card also to continue going down, unless if it break this trend and make a move a bit of deep retracement to go and touch again this zone. But once if it respect this previous move, previous trend, like the way it is now, then I'm expecting the continuation of this pair to the downside. If we look at daily, we 4 hours, you can see we had this retracement, which is almost at 50%. You can see this is small zone here. Where it have touched this zone here, come back, you see we have double top, and you see the candle started going down. So I'm expecting this pair to sell in the next session or next market of the next week. So you can just look at also on Euro USD. See, Euro USD have been interested. If you start weekly, you can see Euro USD. Previously, we had this head and shoulder, and the market have been dropping since that time. Have been in a downward move, although it is very high level time frame, but you can see the picture have been dropping in a wedge form. If you go to the daily, you can see what is happening in daily. Almost we have a bit of an uptrend here. A bit of an uptrend, and it is at half quarter point, hesitation zone 1.1185 rejected there. Now you can see Euro USD learning above 1.25, which is one of the very difficult quarter point, and you see that you have rejection at this point. We keep going up this area, and you see that in the daily we had this move from this top here up to this down here. So we are expecting minimum of 50% retracement or 60% up to this area before continuation of this pair to either side. So we expect Euro USD to come and hit this top here before we look for the next price action. So currently Euro USD will be looking on this way as the upside move continue. If you look at 4 hours, you can see a clear move to the upside, and I have this 50 period moving average suggesting the upside move as well as the trend. So if this counter trend not respected and breached, then we keep continuing going up to the suggested area before any other. So I'm expecting almost 70 or 50 to 70 pips upside before we continue going down. So ladies and gentlemen, let's stop here and wait for the market to respond on the please place action on the way it will be. Otherwise, wishing you a very successful trading week. Thank you very much.